part two of your notes here. So we did the first page. You should have everything filled in, and we're going to scroll down to the second page here. So the second page here is we're looking at ratios with measurement. Okay, so that means we're going to be talking about length or volume or weight or time or something like that. Okay, and with that comes all of these units, right? Feet, inches, centimeters, cups, gallons, seconds, hours, and that stuff. So up here it was like odd things like bananas to apples, quarters to nickels, kayaks to paddleboards. Like, right, it didn't really matter. But here, when we're writing these ratios to each other, and we're talking about the same unit of measure. So let me zoom in on this. When a ratio involves measurements, both quantities, this is the important part, must have, so big, both quantities must have the same unit of measure. Okay, what that means is, like, if you take a look at this first problem here, we're talking about feet and inches. Those are both measurements of length. But before we put them into a ratio, we need to make sure that they have the same units. Okay, so they either both need to be feet and they both need to be inches. And I'll just say right now that it doesn't matter which you go with, you just need to make sure that you convert both of them to the same unit. So on this first one, let's just do both. We'll convert them both to feet and then both the inches, and you'll see that it will end up being the same ratio in the end. Okay, so over here, to prepare for this video, I have written out all of these, what do you call it, conversions. Okay, so feet to inches, yard to feet, meters to centimeters, kilometers to meters, on and on and on. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video here, and then just make this list in your paper, just like I've done here, so that you have this reference, because you're going to need to know what the conversions are in order to complete these problems. So hopefully you have paused and wrote all these down so you can see, because I'm not going to do every one of these problems in the video, but I do, this list here that I made will have everything that you will need. Okay, so let's look at this first one, foot to inches. And I have over here that 1 foot is 12 inches, right? Most of you probably know that, but it's on here just in case you don't know or you forgot. So let me get back to this up here. In the instructions here, it says when they are different, you must convert one unit to the other. We talked about that. It is usually easier to convert the larger quantity to the smaller quantity. Okay, so what they mean by that is when we take a look at feet, 1 foot to inches, it's easier to take the foot and convert it to inches because it's going to be bigger. You won't be working with decimal. If I try to convert inches to feet, it doesn't even make 1 foot yet, so it's going to be in some kind of fraction or decimal, which is just not as easy to work with. So let's take the feet, and convert it to inches, and we know that 1 foot is 12 inches. Okay, so now we have 12 inches and 4 inches. So 1 foot to 12 inches is going to be 12 to 4, right? We can divide top and bottom by 4, and that leaves us with 3 over 1, or 3 to 1. 3 to 1. So these are the different ways to write this ratio. It doesn't ask you to do that in the problem, but I just wanted to show you. Okay, so if we go to, oh, you know what? I'm actually not going to convert the inches to feet. Just believe me when I say you'll still get a 3 to 1 ratio here, but there's going to be a lot more fractions involved. So let's just stick to taking the bigger one and converting it down to the smaller one. So let's look at over here at 12. We have 28 inches to 3 feet. So inches and feet, we need to make it the same unit, and let's take the one that's bigger and convert it to the smaller one. So that's going to be feet again. We're going to convert this to inches. Every 1 foot is 12 inches, so for 3 feet, we need to multiply 3 times 12 inches, and that will give us 36 inches. Okay, so now we have 28 inches to 36 inches. There's our ratio. We just need to simplify this. 28 and 36, if we do 2, I think we could do 4, right? That will give us 7 over 9. And I believe that's going to be where we stop here, 7 over 9. So that is our ratio for this one, okay? So I'll let you do some more. There is another one. Kilometers, meters, cups, pounds, ounces. Oh, let's look at number 14, okay? So over here, I have done feet to inches, yards to feet, but this one goes yards to inches, okay? And I didn't give you a direct conversion for that. So we're gonna first have to take yards to feet and then feet to inches, okay? So we're gonna have to do two conversions before we can write our ratio here. So for yards, um, every yard is 3 feet. Okay, so let's convert the yards to feet first. So 4 yards, if every 1 yard is 3 feet, we need to multiply 4 yards times 3 feet, and that will give us 12 feet. Okay, and then we need to go from feet to inches, so we have 12 feet times 12 inches, which is equal to 144 inches. Okay, so our ratio here is going to be 144 inches to 30 inches. Just off the top of my head, it looks like we can just divide each of these by, I don't know, let's try 2. So that's 50 and 24, 74 over 15. And then maybe divided by 3 again, which will take us to 24 over 5. Is that right? This is 72, that's why. 72, there we go, divided by 3, 24 over 5. So that's going to be our final ratio there, okay? So we had to have 2 steps there going from yards to feet and then feet to inches. And there we have it. So the rest of these, I mean, are pretty straightforward. As long as you have this list over here, again, you'll be able to get to them. So first take the bigger measurement, convert it to the smaller measurement, and then write your ratio when you have the same measurement on top and bottom, and then simplify that fraction. Okay, let's just look at this last one here in 27 together. It took Jane 1 hour and 20 minutes to do her math homework, while it took Ava just 45 minutes. Find the ratio of time it took Jane to do her homework to the time it took Ava to do hers. Okay, so we have a mix here. We have this hour and 20 minutes, even in just the one number. And then Ava's also in minutes. So let's take Jane's time. So we have 1 hour and 20 minutes. And let's convert this all to minutes. So 1 hour, there's 60 minutes. With 60 minutes plus 20 minutes. And that's going to equal 80 minutes. Okay, so Jane took 80 minutes. And Ava said 45 minutes here. So Jane to Ava would be 80 over 45. Let's divide by 5. Yeah, 5 I think would be good. And that gets us 16 over 9. And I believe that is the last of it. Okay, so the ratio of the time it took Jane to do her homework to the time it took Ava to do hers was 16 to 9. Alright, okay, so you should be able to finish the rest of this on your own. Use your group or your neighbors, I guess, now that you're not in groups, to help you check your answers. The sub also has a answer key that you may ask him if you're correct, right? You may not see the answer key, but you can ask him to check your answer, and he can help with that.